So if you look at this slide now, we're looking at what the public health model is, and the first bullet says the whole population. And when we see this and we look at this, we think, what's the whole population? What does this mean? The whole population means that the public health model is taking into account the entire population and how it affects the entire population, not just one specific group of people or another one, the whole population. So if you look down at the second bullet, it says the health and social problems. And when we look at this, we're saying that the public health model is focusing on the health problems and the social problems, but it's also incorporating things to prevent any of the health problems from happening or the social problems from happening. So it uses stuff as such as like disease prevention to stop to try to stop any sickness, which is very hard as we all know, but it's like creating ways to try to eliminate it or minimize any health issues or social problems. So, um, as we all know, like these things happen, and social problems, health problems, they happen many different ways. Some of the reasons for this are because of people's sociological standings and the things that they're brought like how they're brought up and what resources they have, which comes with different social classes. So the public health model looks at all this stuff. It looks at how it takes into account people's sociological standings, and from this, they look at the environmental factors and the human factors. So, for example, something say that one has a mental health problem that's affecting them, and this is a factor that's affecting them. The public health model will look at this and take it and try to will take this issue and try to find a way to minimize it so that it's not such a big problem um, throughout the whole population and throughout society, because this particular thing obviously does affect more than one person, and most of the health and social problems do affect thousands and thousands, sometimes even millions of people. So we really have to take the public health model, which we do, and we have to work it into society to try to prevent horrible things from happening. And it also, like I said before, factors in elements such as the environment and the environment causes, and looks at human factors as well. So, for example, the weather is very unpredictable. For example, I live in New Jersey. I've experienced firsthand a horrible storm, which one was called Hurricane Sandy, and this was a very, very big social problem for the people who live along the coast and all that kind of thing. So we had to figure out the government and everyone else had to figure out a way to um, control the environment and to make sure that everyone did not lose everything that they had and everything that they earned. So they take into account environmental factors at this point in time. And also we have to look at other things such as human factors. Sometimes people are not brought up in um I'll say good standings, like their parents might have been poor, maybe they had a lot of kids that they couldn't handle, they couldn't provide for all of these kids. So this would be like a social problem, a social factor that is causing problems for them. So we have to take things as like the public health model suggests to try to minimize um, these issues and try to a try to help the entire population, and so we could benefit everyone and make try to make it a better world to live in.